All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Cheryl Sawyer. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador. Um, we have started doing these again every week, and we decided to do a product and a testimony and things like that each week. But this week, I really had something I really wanted to talk about. So we're actually going to step away from that this week. And I made a slideshow of some things I want to talk about with you guys. And then we will open for questions at the end. So let me get my slideshow ready. Oh, and one more reminder that we do have our meeting this Friday in Dallas for our local peeps. We are going to try to figure out a way to either record it or live stream it for our out of town folks, but we're not positive how that's going to work because we're not sure how you guys will be able to hear us and see everything at the same time. So we're going to see what we can do, but if not, then we'll figure something out for all of the out of town people. So let's see. All right, Nicole, I see you. Can you see this? Just give me a head nod. Okay. Thank you. Let me move. All right. So I want to talk to you guys about excuses. And one of our main excuses is that it's saturated. So we're going to talk about reaching out, following up, and being consistent. Oh, hold on. Okay, there you go. Sorry. All right. So excuse number one is my area is too saturated. So we often hear the excuse that my area is too saturated, meaning they feel too many people in their area are already selling plexus, so no one that they know will be interested. So we get a potential and we're talking to them and we're talking about being an ambassador and they're like, oh no, everyone sells it. I'm not going to have any customers or anybody interested. They already buy it from somebody else. So we want to think about how many people they personally know and the chances of them knowing every ambassador in their area. So we got to think about who we know and how many ambassadors in that area and the chances that every person I know already knows someone. The chances are slim. It's very slim, especially with plexus. Some have heard about plexus through the grapevine, but that they literally don't have that close friend or that one person that they can narrow down to when they want to place an order. They say, I've heard of plexus, but I'm not really sure how I've heard of it or who I could contact about purchasing it. We've challenged a few times about going out and when you're shopping or whatever, ask the cashier if they've ever heard of plexus. 9 times out of 10 and almost 100%, they're going to be like, well, never heard of that. And they're right in your area. So we really cannot use the saturated excuse. And when we have that come to us, it's good to show them, think about who they know, mention, that just because they've heard of it doesn't mean they've actually got somebody that they can order from. There's a girl, Deanne, that lives just 5 miles down the road from me. She signed just over 14 days ago, and she already has 9 new ambassadors. She's 5 minutes from me. And so these people that she's signing are also within that radius of me. And to think that, here I am sharing about it every day for 2 years now and all day on my Facebook. And here she comes in and all of a sudden she's getting these ambassadors like this. It doesn't mean that just because I'm in that area that they know about me. And a lot of you are from my area, but there are a lot of you that are not. We have a huge group in this Dallas, Paulding County area. And to think here she comes in, and we're not the only team in this area. So here she comes and she's getting 9 people. So it really is about who they personally know, who trusts them the most. They are going to sign with the person they trust the most. They're going to order from the person that they think they can go to, be honest with, and get answers for their questions. So another note is that Plexus just has over 300,000 active ambassadors. Mary Kay has over 3.5 million consultants. And I actually Googled that. It is on their website. So they have 3.5 million consultants. We have not even touched that. Imagine how big the United States is. And now we're branching out to other countries. So there's no way that we're even close to being saturated. And again, we are considered the ground floor. All right, excuse number 2. is I post, but no one is interested. You want to be sure that you're posting at least 2 to 3 times a day. We talk about this all the time. Posting and sharing about Plexus all day is seriously the biggest key to this business. You want to mix in personal posts as well and keep them interested. If you're constantly posting only Plexus, people will decide to hide you, unfriend you, or scroll right past you because they know what you're going to say. They expect what you're going to say is something about Plexus, so they're just going to scroll on. I'm doing this because my new Mac, this is how I have to scroll. But so we want to mix things up, put some personal things in there. That way they don't really know what you're posting. They'll want to at least read the first line and see if it's something personal, if there is something they're interested in, or see if it's something Plexus. When you're posting about Plexus, we want to mix in personal experiences, educational posts, testimonials, videos, links to scientific things. You want to mix it up. You don't want them to know that you're posting all testimonies. Oh, it's just another weight loss testimony, or oh, it's just another IBS testimony. I've already read that. I don't want to read that again. Mix it up. Put your personal stuff in there all the time. It doesn't matter if it's a one-liner about, oh my gosh, I got all my Christmas stuff put up today because I'm so thankful for my Plexus energy. Something simple. Just throw in the energy part. They know you're talking about Plexus all the time. They probably will link the energy to the Plexus. But post about those. Post your selfies if you can, or if you want, with your pink drink and ready to get the day going. If you don't want to do a selfie, there's days that I really don't want to do a selfie. I'll just post a picture of my products right before I take it. I'm ready for the day. This is going to help me get through the day, so on and so on. Post educational things about our products, about the ingredients, why they work, that kind of thing. People will watch you for a while. And if you can educate them and they don't actually have to take the time to, okay, you know what, let me sit down and Google Plexus. And find out more about it. You're already doing that for them. It will, be something that they see throughout the day. They'll read it because it's right there in front of them, and then they'll come back to it. Just because you post one educational thing, they're not like, oh, okay, she gave me all the info. But it will take them time, and it's just another way for them to get more confident in our products. Share testimonies so that they can see different things that Plexus helps with, because we all know that we don't all have the same issues. So I can't personally say anything about IBS, but I can share testimonies about somebody else who does suffer from IBS or any other issues. Share videos. Some people, I know I personally don't like to read a lot. So if I see this huge post, I'm not going to take time to read it. But if I see a video, I am very apt to watch it. I love, this is crazy, but I will stop when I know somebody's posted a unique video when they're doing their makeup. I want to watch it. I want to see how they're doing their makeup. So, if you have a minute one day, record yourself talking about your Plexus, why, and, what the products have done for you, and share that, because some people will be more apt to watch the video than read through your testimony. And then, again, share some links just to throw some different things in there so that they'll want to keep looking at your stuff. Contact everyone who comments or likes on your post. Make it short. Just, hey girl, I saw you liked my post about how much I love the energy I get from my pink drink. Would you be interested in hearing more? Just something simple, and ask a question so that they kind of feel obligated to respond back. Hey Ann, how are you doing? I noticed you commented that you take a probiotic every day on my post about Candida yeast. Plexus has an amazing probiotic that I would love to tell you more about if you're interested. It's just a way to contact them on a personal level and kind of get a communication started and see if you can get them to talk to you more and more. It could be anything. It could be that they like your post, they commented something. But if they show any type of interest, at least contact them. They may not respond, but at least you did your part. Don't wait for them to come to you. Reach out and share these amazing products with everyone. If you know somebody who's suffering with, with IBS, I always go to that one, but and you have a great testimony to share with them, contact them. Don't be embarrassed about that. Don't be shy about it. Contact them and say, hey, you've been on my mind a lot lately. I know a lot of people won't talk about IBS, but I know you have talked about IBS in the past, and you're struggling with it or whatever. And I found this testimony. I wanted to share it with you. share it. They may not comment, but at least you showed that you thought of them, and you wanted to help. All right. The 20-60-20 rule. Victor Antonio did a video for us at Super Saturday, and he discussed this 20-60-20 rule, and I loved it. 20% of people will immediately say no. They will never give it a shot. Don't waste your time on them and move on. There's going to be those few people that literally will never give it a shot. They will never look into it. They won't research it. They don't care what you have to say about it. They don't care if it would save their life. They just don't want it. They don't want anything to do with MLM, supplements, whatever. They're never going to say yes. So move on. Don't waste your time with them. You've got 60% of the people that will take a while to decide if they should try it or not. Follow up with them consistently. Don't give up on them until they say absolutely not, and encourage them, share testimonies with them, hold their hand. 60% of people, that's the majority of people, need that little push. They need that encouragement. They need being educated some. They need to know why they would benefit from these products. So you're going to have to spend some time with 60% of your potentials. And 20% of people will just jump right on board as soon as you bring it up. So encourage them, motivate them, and keep those. So remember, majority of people will take time. 20% will never give it a shot, and 20% will just jump right on board. Who to reach out to and how. Frank's list is huge. It's going to be in our success guide. It's going to be in our new success kit that comes in the welcome packs. But it's just a great document that is a memory jogger. It helps you think of different people to write down, because we always talk about making your list of 100. And this is just a great way for it to sit down and think, okay, all my friends, who can I think of, and all my relatives, and goes all the way through. So there's a page available for you if you want to write down, or you can make your own. You can just write F at the top and write down all your friends, and R and your relatives. But we do have that under our file section on our Diamond Driven Ambassadors page if you don't have that. So we want to make our list of at least 100 and add to it daily. If someone likes or comments your post, add them to your list. It's a great reminder that they once showed interest. Because I know in the moment, I'll be like, okay, let's see who liked my post. So I'm looking, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't know she would like that. I didn't think she'd even read it. But if she liked it, then she kind of obviously read it, and she took a moment to actually acknowledge Plexus. So I'm going to write her down, and that way later on I can remember her and go back to her. Post your list where you can see it daily. Post it near your computer. If you have a desktop, make your list and either stick it on your desktop or on your screen, under your mouse pad, just somewhere. If you want to put it in a picture frame and have it sitting on your desk, just somewhere where you can constantly see it. And when you're bored or you're just scrolling Facebook, refer back to that list and say, you know what, let me just spend 10 minutes. Let me send a quick message to 5 people, instead of wasting my time just scrolling through Facebook. Somebody mentioned that it's if you're really unsure about sending messages and cold messaging, where you just randomly message them and ask them if they would be interested in hearing more about Plexus. If you're kind of shy about that and unsure about it, they mentioned sending it at night. Send it right before you go to bed. Go to bed. Don't think about it. And the next morning, that fear that was there is probably going to be gone. If they didn't respond, they didn't. And if they did, then great. That's somebody you can talk to. But, in the beginning, when you're unsure how they're going to respond or what you're going to say and all that, send it at night, turn it off, go to bed, and then refer back to it in the morning. Connect with old friends on Facebook. Start communicating again so that they will pay more attention to your Facebook page, and they'll start seeing your Plexus post. So if you have college friends that you haven't really talked to in a while, send them a message, just not about Plexus. Just connect with them. Hey, girl, I hadn't talked to you in a while. How are things going? And just start communicating, and then let them start seeing more things on your Facebook page, and then start talking to them about Plexus, depending on how much you guys communicate, but maybe within the week or 2 weeks or so, just start slowly bringing up Plexus. You can talk about, well, what have you been up to? What are you doing these days? And they're going to start talking about their job and things like that. And well, what are you doing? Then you can talk about Plexus. It kind of opens that door. You want to try to message 5 to 10 people daily. So here's some examples. Hey, Sue, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. I see testimonies daily about others who said, this is what I was talking about earlier, suffer with IBS and are finding relief with Plexus products. Have you ever looked into Plexus products? I would love to tell you more about them. Or, hey, Deb, or hi, Deb. I am sure you have seen my Plexus post because I post about them all the time, but I would really love to talk to you about their products. Could we meet up one day next week? Sometimes it's fun and just kind of breaks the ice. If you just kind of, look, I know I'm a crazy Plexus person. I know it. I post about it all the time, and I'm sure you've seen it, but I really would like to talk to you about it. Hi, Abby. You have been on my mind a lot lately. Have you ever heard of Plexus? It has changed my life, and I would love to tell you more about it if you're interested. So just really short, to the point. If they're long, they're not going to really take the time to read it. But if it's 2 to 3 sentences, just to get their attention, ask them if they'd be interested, and see if they respond. All right, how to keep them once you get them. So you've talked to people, and they're like, okay, I want to give this a shot. We want to get them excited. When you see that they placed an order, send them a message. I just saw that you placed an order. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get you started. Educate them on how to take the products when they receive them. Keep them posted on shipping and get them excited the day before their order should deliver. So in the new system, things are a little messed up with the tracking. I know they are working on that. So in the old system, we had tracking the link available. So I would always let them know when it shipped, even though they should get an email letting them know that it shipped. But I would say, hey, I just noticed that your order shipped. I can't wait. It looks like it's set to deliver on this date. And then I would note in my calendar, Cheryl's orders on Friday. So Thursday, I would check the order and say, oh, it looks like your order's coming tomorrow. How exciting. Once you get it, do this, this, and this. So you also want to check in with them on day 1. This is my suggestion. Day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, and day 28. These are for customers. So on day 1, you just want to remind them to drink their water and be sure they know how to get it started and to start slow. We don't want to, especially ProBio and Cleanse, we don't want them taking a full dose right away. Day 3, how are they liking the taste? And let them know that they may be starting to experience detox. And if they are saying, I'm not really feeling well, or my face is breaking out, let them know that's part of detox. Encourage them through that detox, because some people will shut down if they start seeing detox symptoms. They just think the products aren't for them. Day 7, they want to know if they're beginning to notice any changes. And if they're not, we might want to increase their dosage. If they're doing Slim and Accelerator and they're like, I'm not really feeling much energy, go ahead and increase them to 2 accelerators. If they're on the ProBio and they're not really sleeping much more or anything like that, and they're not experiencing die-off, then go ahead and encourage them to bump up to 2. Day 14, we just want to kind of check in, just answer any questions they have, encourage them to share their experience on Facebook. So if they're, you say, how are things going? Have you had any questions? Can I help you with anything? And they're like, oh, not really. I'm doing really good. I'm loving my energy, and I'm starting to notice that I'm sleeping well. Encourage them to post that on Facebook and say, make it to where it sounds like they're helping you out. Just say, would you mind sharing that and actually tagging me in that? Or I've had people where they'll send me their experiences, and I'll say, do you mind if I share that with on my page? I'll take your name off if they don't want to, and I'll screenshot my message and say, I'm so excited for a new customer. She's only 14 days in, and this is what she's just shared with me this morning. But make sure you get their permission. If they don't want their name, take that off. And on Facebook Messenger, it does have their picture, so you would want to cover that up if they don't want their name out there. Day 28, be sure that they don't want to make any changes in their regimen. So here it is, day 28, their order should ship in the next 2 or 3 days. So we want to check in with them, make sure that they're seeing the results they want. And if they're not, you might want to encourage for them to change their products or increase their regimen and things like that. Change up how to take the products. We want to encourage wholesale pricing for those that are interested in sharing their success with others. So if they're having a great experience their first month, or however long they're a customer, At that around the 28th day, you might say, if you're really loving it and you want to look into becoming an ambassador and get your prices at wholesale, your products at wholesale, and you're willing to share your testimony with others, you might be able to benefit from their sales, or so on and so on. This would be the time to do that. That way, before their next auto ship goes out, they can sign up as an ambassador and get their welcome kit. All right, so they canceled. Now what? Customers and ambassadors will go and come and go and come constant. It's never going to be that you're always going to have this one team that sticks with you the whole way. There's going to be people that fall off. It's just part of it. But if we have a customer that just stops taking the products, or they turn off their auto shipment, let's message them and find out why they decided to stop the products. Be sure that there aren't any other products that they could be using. Some people they're not going to say, what, let me message my ambassador because I'm just not feeling this product, whatever. Sometimes we have to do that for them. We have to say, oh, well, I didn't know you weren't experiencing the weight loss you wanted. Maybe we should add an accelerator. Let them know that there are other options. You want to troubleshoot with them if they aren't satisfied with their results, and remind them of any of their non-scale victories. So many people are all about the scale, and they're all about their physical changes, but those non-scale victories are the biggest changes that we will see with our products, but it's also the most important changes. So we also want to just remind them, well, I noticed that you posted something about how much energy you had the other day. Do you think that was linked to your products? Are you sleeping better? Just remind them of things. You want to follow up with them, share promotions and sales, and update them when new products come out. So keep them on your list. Even if they cancel their order, keep them on your list. Maybe, you can do it how you want to, but maybe star them saying, that they were a customer. You want to be careful not to send them like new customer things. But if a promotion comes up or a new product comes out, those would definitely be your people. Say, hey, I know you tried this in the past, but we have a new product coming out, and I think that, I would love for you to try it. It will still have the money back guarantee if you're not satisfied, so on and so on. That reminded me too, when you have a customer that's no longer satisfied or they want to quit, if they really aren't seeing results, encourage them to do that money back guarantee. That's there for them. Encourage them to use it. It shows that you really care, that you're not just looking for their sale. And sometimes they'll forget. And sometimes if they can remember that, they're more apt to try it again later. Touch base with them every couple months just to keep Plexus on their mind. It doesn't have to be all, hey, have you thought about trying Plexus again? Just be personal with them. Just send them a message and, oh my gosh, your daughter's so cute today. I love her outfit. She's getting so big. Just connect with them again. Let them know that, you're still there. You're still a friend with them. And then once they come off the products, they will actually begin to notice other issues returning that they forgot, because it's a non-scale victory. They forgot that was really helping, and they're going to start noticing that again. So if you can kind of keep that communication there, they're going to remember Cheryl, the Plexus lady, and, oh, you know what? I'm not feeling that. I'm not sleeping well anymore. I wonder if I should try that product again. But if I totally stop talking to them, then Plexus isn't going to really be on their mind, because they're probably going to scroll through my Plexus post because they know about Plexus, and they've tried it. It's not for them. But keeping me in their mind as a Plexus ambassador, that way if they ever do want to try it again, they'll think of me. Don't give up until they ask you to stop. Remember, a no doesn't mean never. This is something that I want to talk about because our upline, Angel, she had an ambassador that worked her business with Angel, and then she just kind of didn't want to do it anymore. She went inactive. She was done. She's been done for a while. But all of a sudden she decided to sign up, but she just went with the person that had been contacting her about it. So in this case, Angel kind of lost an ambassador because she thought that since she was inactive, she didn't want the products anymore. She didn't want the business anymore, that she was done. But here it's a new year and she was ready to try it again. So don't give up. Even if they tell you no, even if they quit, there's going to be a time that they're probably going to want to try it again. So I personally would never mark them off my list, and unless they're like, do not contact me about this again. I'm over it. I don't want to hear it. Don't bug them. But if they don't do that, if they just kind of just go inactive and, I just don't need the products right now. Keep them on your list. That doesn't mean they'll never return. You have to remember that this is your income, and don't let fear stop you from obtaining your goals and dreams. So I know many, many, many of us, including myself, are very hesitant to push people. We don't want to be that pushy person. We don't want to sound like all we want is their sale. Can you please order from me? Why haven't you ordered? Did you not get my website? Can you not figure it out? We don't want that. But you have to remember too, they need a push. They need that encouragement because Plexus isn't the first thing on their mind every day. It's probably the last thing on their mind. And this is your income. So you are going to have to work for it a little bit. You are going to have to push a little. You don't have to be rude, but you do need to take that step of saying, hey, I was just checking in with you. Constantly having Plexus be on their mind, and they will eventually order from you. When I said that, it reminded me too. You guys, we always think that, shoot, I've done this 3 months. If anybody wanted to order, they would have ordered by now. I just want to encourage you saying, I've been in this 2 years, almost 2 years. March will be 2 years. And I still have people coming to me. I have 3 or 4 new potentials right now. They've seen my stuff for 2 years. A couple of them are absolute, I'm not doing Plexus. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing it. And here they are now wanting it. And that reminded me too, Deanne that I was talking about at the beginning, she was the Plexus hater, I would say. Like, she absolutely didn't want to do anything with Plexus. She wasn't going to give it a shot. Nothing. She's watched, she's seen Plexus post for over 2 years herself. And she was seriously a big skeptic. And she'll tell you that. She's posted that on her page. I was once that huge skeptic. But she finally decided to give it a try, and she's lost a lot of weight, and she's working this business like crazy. So they will come around. Even your haters will come around eventually. All right, so no excuses. Everyone needs Plexus. Do your part to be sure that they all know what there is to know. Do your part to be sure they know all there is to know. Okay, it just didn't sound right when I said it. But that's all I have on this. But I do want to open for questions. But I wanted to see if Dodie has anything she wants to say at all. She may not. Let me see. Oh, she may not. She may have to get off. All right. So if any of you guys want to unmute yourselves first and try to answer the questions that way, we can. If not, I'll unmute everyone at the end just to be sure. So it can be any questions about anything at all. Nothing? Put you on the spot. I know all of you guys know that you can message us at any time. Oh, I see Dodie now. Dodie, I didn't see you a minute ago. Do you have anything you wanted to add to this?
Not really.
You're muted. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't really have anything to add. I completely agree with you. I think a lot of the times that we feel like we don't want to bother people, and that just makes me so sad when I hear people say that, because we have such amazing products. And I know sometimes, especially, I think it's probably hardest for the new people because they haven't really built their desire yet. So, I just really encourage you guys to spend a little time every day, reading testimonies like Cheryl was saying, or watching YouTube videos, listening to training calls, just scrolling through the team page. Me and Cheryl both are always posting, encouraging things for you to look at. So just spend, 10 minutes a day, just, fueling your fire. And if you really do build that belief, then it'll be so easy to share, and you won't understand when somebody says, oh, that's expensive. You'll be like, what are you talking about? Like, this is not expensive. I mean, this is changing so many lives. And but yeah, I completely agree. Just, there's so many people who need these products, and I think if we can just be more open to sharing about it and just asking people if they've heard about it, you just never know where that might take you.
Yeah, and I think with that too, when you're hesitant to, do I really want to send out this message? I don't want to bug them. Think back to you, and think about how many times you had to be contacted. There are the few that, the first time you were contacted, you signed up, I'm going to do it. But it's very low amount that do that. So think about how many times somebody contacted you and how many times you read a Plexus post, or, how many times you said no. Think about that and think, and think about, what your mentality was at that time. For me, it didn't bug me. If they wanted to send me a message, if I wanted to ignore it, I would ignore it. If they didn't, or if I didn't, then maybe I would send them a message. But just think back at that and think about, what if that person never really pushed you and they just gave up on you, and think about where you are now. And if you're new and you don't really, like she was saying, you don't really have a testimony, you don't really know how the products are going to really help you, look at all those testimonies and think about if that person had not started Plexus, where they still could be. With our
I agree. And we really do need to be, have empathy for people, because we don't know, where they're at in their life right now. This business is all about timing. Like Cheryl was saying, some people, it's taken them 2 years to finally need these products. You never know when they might go to the doctor tomorrow, and the doctor might say you're pre-diabetic, or we're about to put you on cholesterol medication. They may not have needed Plexus last week, but today they do. And it's sad. Like, when I think about it now, I'm like, oh my goodness, what if Cheryl never shared with me? Like, my life, I couldn't even imagine not having Plexus now, because it's just been so life-changing. And guys, there's so many people who need this, and you could be the hugest blessing for someone, and you don't even know it yet. So it's all about timing.
Yeah, and even if it's not the product side, maybe they really need the business, and they don't even know it really. We know, some of us know how life-changing this product or this opportunity can be. And to think that if I didn't I think about our upline Angel and her financial situations that she was going through before she started Plexus, and to think where she's at now, that is a huge benefit and huge blessing for her. And Angel actually said no to our other upline, Bridget, I think 9 times. She was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. Stop asking me. I'm not doing it. I've done other MLMs. It's not going to it's not going to work for me. I'm not going to do it. She fast-tracked gold. That's crazy. She told Bridget no 8 or 9 times. Nobody's going to buy from me. All my friends have gone to all my parties for other things. They're not going to buy from me. She did Tastefully Simple. She did 31. I don't even know. She did all kinds of things. And there I was at every party with her, supporting her, but she knew that, or she felt that nobody was going to buy from her. And like I said, she fast-tracked gold. So they don't know their potential. You have to encourage them through that. And you got to push them a little. So we have about 5 minutes if anybody does have questions.
I was just going to say that you asked me for an entire year before I said yes. So you guys don't give up.
Yeah, and I think about that, and I've messed with
a whole year.
Yeah, and I've messed with Amanda before about, think about where you could be by now. But then I stop myself too, and I think, maybe she would have joined me a year ago, and maybe it wouldn't have been the right time for her, and maybe she would have given up. So we don't know. So timing is everything. We can't really regret things. We sign when we're supposed to sign, but they will come around. Amanda finally came around.
Yeah. I was also going to say, if you guys have not listened to the recording that's on the DDA page, the one about building momentum for your team, it is an excellent training call. So if you have not listened to it, go listen to it.
Building momentum.
Yeah, it's you posted it. It's I can't remember who it is, but it's about building momentum with your team.
We'll see if we can find it and bump it to the top.
I commented on it today, so it should be somewhere near the top.
Okay, perfect. All right, any questions or any thoughts that you guys want to share with anybody? No? Good. All right, well, we're always available to answer questions. You can send us messages. We're always here. So I guess we'll see some of you guys, hopefully all you guys, on Friday. But we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.